Get started on segment 3 of my interview with Dr. Wojak. He is a naturopathic physician here in Northern Arizona. We've had some really engaging dialogue so far, and I really think that readers and followers will find it resourceful, and there's going to be a lot more that I'll share in the blog and links and things like that. But thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to get into segment 3, which I think is the part that, if I have to say, being in health and well-being as I have for all these years, it's where the rubber meets the road. It's patients or individuals like yourself thinking, okay, I want to go see a naturopath, and then the brakes hit. So let's just dive right into it. So what type of services are typically covered in naturopathic medicine?
Right.
Like, let me rephrase that. What type of services are typically covered by insurance plans for naturopathic medicine?
Yeah. So once again, we got to go back state by state. So depending on where you live, other states have better coverage. So I know like Washington, Oregon, California have better coverage by insurance companies for naturopathic care.
Okay.
In the state of Arizona, we are recognized by the state as primary care physicians, but there's no insurance at this moment that will contract us in network.
Okay.
So we could do a lot of, what I end up doing is a lot of out-of-network billing to see if we can get some reimbursement back for patients.
I know that I looked at Blue Cross Blue Shield and they looked at it as an initial visit or something like that.
Yeah.
Are there certain carriers that are more friendly to naturopathic medicine?
Some of them are, and it really depends on the person's policy. So Blue Cross Blue Shield, for example, of Arizona isn't the best and provides no coverage at this moment, but other ones it looks like there's some movement. And so
have you seen change over this, like the most recent years?
I have, definitely. I mean, nationwide, huge changes. I believe like in Oregon, where I just came from, almost all the major insurance companies cover naturopaths. So hopefully,
so it's state by state. Like
it's definitely state by state. One thing I like to do at our clinic is just bill and see if something comes back, because the more claims that are put in by naturopaths, those insurance companies will see them, and the more patients that go to see them, they'll request them, and then hopefully they'll decide, all right, we'll cover you guys as well.
Well, and if they see that trend of constant request, eventually they're going to have to say it is a valuable.
Absolutely. So
it's a need, it's desired, it's in demand.
Yeah. Hopefully there'll be a tipping point.
How about HSA plans? You can invest in those?
Definitely.
Can those pay for your?
They definitely can.
Okay.
So HSAs are for medical care or health care.
You can use it however you want.
You can use it however you want, essentially. exactly. So HSAs is a great way to pay for your naturopathic visit. Absolutely.
So those of you out there, if you're interested in going to a naturopath and you don't think your insurance is going to cover it, and you have an HSA plan, explore using your HSA plan to see your naturopath. Now, if there's no coverage, you don't have an HSA, what's my out-of-pocket? What does it look like on an initial visit?
Right, and so that'll vary, clinic to clinic or naturopath to naturopath. For me, it's $185 for that initial visit, because we're putting in a lot of energy and effort to get everything together and integrate. And I actually spend a lot of time before the appointment and a lot of time after, reviewing everything before as I can to prepare, and then really trying to figure out a good game plan and everything afterwards. And then the follow-up visits for me are $85. And then
that's a half hour to an hour?
A half hour to an hour.
Okay.
And then I also have other focused visits. So if it's an acute quick visit or a spinal manipulation, I do 55-minute visits as well. Okay. So it kind of depends on what you're coming in for the follow-up.
So do you have any words of advice for somebody who is on the fence and says, I'd love to explore a new way of taking care of myself, but I just can't afford it?
Right.
I mean, to me, if it's valuable and it's going to be useful, you're going to find the way to, just like you find a way to pay for those shoes you want or the shirt you want. But I think that's probably a hesitation most people have, is that if it's not covered by insurance, then is it really a place to go? Right,
and that's one huge avenue that I always kind of find pretty interesting, is that a lot of that is directed by insurance, and that they don't want to pay out of pocket, but you'll pay for the very nice pair of shoes or the flat screen TV or multiple other things, but really what you're paying for is your health, and you're paying for better energy and better everything.
Well, how often do you find that somebody comes in, maybe they don't have any coverage, so they pay the $185? How often do you find them say, I really need this, and they continue to come back?
Almost all of them.
Okay. That's good to know. See, it does happen.
Yeah, exactly. And if I do know somebody really, I work with people too. So it's like, all right, let's say you come in for your initial visit, and then I know you're strapped and everything. I work and try to see what the best plan we can make.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot to digest, but I think it's important to consider all of those types of things. So we're going to talk a little bit about you now, because as we conclude the interview, I want to get back to, not only naturopathic medicine and why it's good for your healthy lifestyle, but yourself. So in your office, one of the things I thought was neat is that you don't just offer, I guess, a doctor visit. What other types of services do you offer as a naturopath?
Right. So are you talking about outside of my services as well?
Yeah.
So my clinic, it's a Mountain Medicine Integrative Wellness Center. So I'm trying to become as integrative as possible. So right now we have massage therapy, specialized massage therapy, 4 great massage therapists, as well as a fascial stretch therapy, which is really great for increasing person's mobilization and strength and like movement in general. We're hoping to bring on a chiropractor here in the next month, and then hopefully a dedicated acupuncturist as well. And
so you, as an integrated medicine facility, medical facility, those other elements go into the treatment that you give your patients.
Exactly.
For different reasons.
Absolutely. And so, and what I'm trying to build is a care home where people can come in, they feel welcome, they want to hang out, and I want to be able to give them the best care all around they can. And so,
and then you have to go to 4 different places.
Exactly, yeah. And then going back to the cost and insurance and everything is built in with all that. We have memberships as well. So that's another avenue that we're making that kind of care more affordable. Because a lot of times, even now, chiropractic isn't covered by a lot of insurance companies. Acupuncture isn't, and especially massage. So if we can build in these affordable membership prices, we can get people in, and they'll be able to spend less money and get the care they need.
Okay. So why is naturopathic medicine valuable to living a healthy lifestyle?
Oh my gosh, so many different ways. Well, really, it gets back down to the nuts and bolts of naturopathic medicine. Is it looks at lifestyle, looks at your lifestyle, and we try to make these tweaks that are going to be lasting for you.
Okay.
That are going to be more meaningful for you. So people that if you're taking a medication and you don't necessarily need to take it, and you're kind of just building that back into like the norm, that's how I feel. If you can make a couple lifestyle changes and realize that you can actually feel better, it's amazing. I can't tell you how many people are like, I had no idea that I could actually feel.
I have more energy.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's just those moments.
Right.
For sure.
And the fact that, and then going back to it too, is it takes a little bit of effort, and it's their health. They take an active participation in the treatment and everything, and then once they're feeling better, they're like, hey, I actually did most of this.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm just trying
that's
to
really
direct.
Good.
I'm just trying to direct them a little bit and give them a little nudge. But
that's the way health should be.
Yeah.
Should be. Yeah. Exactly. Oh my God, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. So, is there anything else you'd add before we conclude that we haven't covered, or you think would be valuable for readers and followers?
Only thing I can think off the top of my head is just there's never no answer. There's always something that you could do. Don't feel like you're stuck. Things can't get better. Keep searching. Find a good naturopath. Find a good doctor that will listen to you, and find that piece that might be missing for you, and that missing link in that chain that's inhibiting your health. So keep looking for it. You'll find it, and don't give up.
Well, and speaking of don't give up, what I wanted to do, and I'll actually add this into my blog, but what's a good way for folks to get in touch with you if they have any information or want to see you as a physician? Definitely.
So our website is mtnmedicine.com. You can find all the information about me, my other practitioners. You can book online, all the good info. And then our phone number is 928-226-1556. Please give us a ring, and we can answer any questions you have.
And I'll include that information in the written form too, so that it's easier to remember. But thank you again for joining.
Yeah, thanks so much.
I think this was super valuable, and I know that this is a message I want to be, sharing more and more, because hopefully it will make an impact on someone's life. So until then, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.